Hello, everyone. My name is David Valdez, and I'm here to give you a brief introduction to BBM603, Organizational Change and Development. So let me just share my screen. Just wait for a moment. Here we go. So probably look a little bit better with this photo, with better lighting. But as the slide says, I am your lecturer for BBM 603, Organizational Change and Development. I'm also the deputy head of discipline for management and marketing. So if you have any concerns regarding the discipline of management and marketing within CIC, please don't hesitate to call me or contact me via my email address as mentioned here. So this unit is about change, and it's basically about how organizations deal with change. And this is our book that we will be using for the unit. The unit outline, of course, is available on Moodle, where you will also see all our assessments. So it's really important that you check Moodle every day in case there's something new, or ideally you should be studying even when we don't have class. I know that our classes are Wednesdays and Thursdays, so Mondays and Tuesdays you should spend a little bit of time preparing for your lesson on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Make sure you check your email. Well, first of all, activate your student email if you haven't done so yet. That's really our primary mode of communicating to you within CIC. So make sure, please, that you check your emails daily. I will be offering consultation, and because of the times right now, of course, we'll do a lot of consultation online via an application called Zoom. And I'll explain a little bit later about how we can use Zoom. Let's go on. Okay, what do you need to know, especially in the coming days? We all know that because of the coronavirus crisis, we are now forced to go online. So you might be panicking, or you might be still in the dark, or a little bit anxious about what to expect in the next couple of days. And I'm here to reassure you that it's actually quite easy if you just follow the instructions very carefully. So what you should do is every Wednesdays and Thursdays, go into Moodle. And as you can see from here, you see the address of Moodle. You can also reach Moodle from the CIC website. So every 12:30 on Wednesdays and Thursdays, you go into Moodle, go to the BBM603 unit page on Moodle, and click on the Zoom link. Okay, so this Zoom link, which mentions the Zoom online session, is located right below the discussion forum. So let me just show you that for a moment. So you can see there's the Zoom online session link, and you should click on that at 12:30 every Wednesdays and Thursdays to attend the class. So if it's the first time you've ever used Zoom, the Zoom app will actually download automatically from your phone or into your phone or laptop. So don't worry about that. You don't have to go to the App Store or search for it on the web. It will be done automatically. All you need to do is click on that link I showed you earlier. So when you do enter the Zoom session, likely your lecturer, which would be me, would be there during that virtual session. And I'll be giving you instructions on what you're supposed to do for that day. So it's going to be a bit different in the sense that I'm not going to do most of the talking, okay? And in fact, I'll do a little bit of talking at the start of the class. I'll give you instructions on what you're supposed to do for that day. And then you're supposed to complete those instructions. You could be doing an activity, watching a video, or taking a small quiz. Then after that, I'll ask you to come back at a certain time. Say if we start the class at 12:30, I might ask you to come back to class, come back to the meeting, to the Zoom meeting at around say 1:30 or even 2 p.m. And then I'll give you more instructions after that. So it'll be a lot of self-study, a lot of watching videos such as this one. Now, remember that there are graded online activities for almost every session. So please don't miss these virtual sessions. You will lose marks because they are graded. They are part of the grades that you will earn in order for you to pass this unit. After each session, your lecturer will also tell you what materials to study from Moodle so that you can prepare for the next session. The session dates are clearly marked on Moodle. In fact, I want to show you that right now. We will go to Moodle and you scroll down, and here's that Zoom link I was telling you about earlier. And you can see that each session is clearly marked on what days we will be taking each session. So if we open the session April 1 and 2nd of April, which is going to be next week, you'll see that there's a link to a PowerPoint slide, which are the lecture notes. So we'll probably start with that. You will probably be looking at that and reading the slides on that file. I can also ask you to be watching these videos, and I will tell you which video is more important than the other. So if for example, I tell you, if you have time, you can watch this, but it's not compulsory. It's an optional watch. So you could watch that at your own time. Okay, so we could also have a case study, which I will request that you probably have to read beforehand. And then eventually there will be sessions wherein there's going to be a graded activity for you to watch, or not watch, but rather take or attempt. A graded activity will look somewhat like this. Maybe just give you an example of that. So somewhat like your week 2 quiz, which many of you may have already seen in the past. Okay, so it'll look very similar to a graded online, like a week 2 quiz with multiple choice questions or maybe a few essay questions. So it's very short, it's about 15 minutes. So maybe 3 multiple choice questions and 1 essay question. So let's go back to my slide. Okay, so that's the link. Okay, just a little short slide on what to expect in terms of the learning outcomes for this unit. This unit is about analyzing challenges that face organizations. So it's really about discovering what the problems are with organizations. And usually, managing change is one of the solutions to solving these problems. So the problem, though, is when you manage change, it's just often resistance to change. So that's more or less what we're going to be focusing on. How do you reduce that resistance to change? The second outcome is evaluating the relevance of various change models. So there are many approaches to managing change, and we will be looking at each model and seeing which model is more appropriate depending on the situation. After that, students need to design change management strategies. So not only do we learn new models, but we're now looking at how do we apply these models in real life situations or simulations at least. After that, students are expected to apply and communicate the key steps involved in the change management process. So we will be giving you a case study, which you will be trying to solve along with your group members. And we're going to apply the change models in order for us to basically simulate implementing a change strategy within an organization. Okay, so what assessments are we expecting? We have the usual week 2 online quiz, which is going to be due. In other words, you have to take it between the 5th of April to the 12th of April. So it's just a 30-minute quiz. So you can choose any quiet day that you are available, and you can take that. As long as you do it before midnight of the 12th of April. As I mentioned before, we've got graded online quizzes. All these quizzes will amount to about 20% of your final grade. Then we will have a midterm test, which is 25% of your final grade. Now, this midterm test is very much related to your assignment. This is a big assignment that you're expected to do. And part one of that assignment will be a midterm test. So I'll be asking you questions online, by the way, about the preparations for your case study, which I'll be giving you shortly. Well, not today, but in the future. After you complete your written assignment, you'll also be expected to do an oral presentation. And this presentation will be an individual presentation, and which, again, we will do online. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to be using Zoom in the same fashion that I'm making a presentation now to you. Now you're going to have to do that to me, okay? So as I said, there is a written assignment, a case study report. This one will also be submitted through Moodle. And that's still sometime in the mid-May. So don't worry too much about it. I'll give you a lot more information in the future. All right, so interesting times, as you know, with the crisis that we're undergoing. And basically, it's really a lesson in adapting to change for all of us. Now, we've got a little slide here which shows you some of the key success factors. In other words, how do you succeed in an online learning environment? So obviously, your instructor, that would be me. Interesting to see that this instructor has more hair than I do. But definitely, instructor is key. That person will be guiding you throughout your experience with this unit. So as a student, of course, you will need a lot of assistance. You will need your own motivation, and we'll talk about that in a little while. Hopefully your peers or your fellow students can help you as well. And again, it's just like in a classroom where you might ask for help from your classmates to help you study, for example. And this can all be done online, and we will have to do it online. Technology is part of this. It enables us to work together. So you need to have some basic technology knowledge to work out the online learning environment. And finally, the content. So this is basically the content coming from our textbooks, from our slides, etc. I'm going to have to work very hard to make sure this content is easily accessible and easily understandable for you guys. All right, so what makes a successful online student? I'd say the first thing would be time management. In other words, you've got to know when to allocate time for study. You need to allocate time for the class itself. And learn how to schedule these and prioritize these. At the end of the day, you are here to study. So I would suggest getting used to using an appointment book or a calendar. A digital calendar would be good to help you manage your time. Most important thing is be in class between 12:30 to 3 o'clock every Wednesdays and Thursdays. Of course, this is going to be a virtual class. So all you need to do again is click on that link and we will have a virtual classroom. The next thing you need to be is, of course, self-motivated. At the end of the day, I can lead you to water, but you are the one who will have to drink the water. So basically, motivate yourself. You have to be focused on the long-term goal. Okay, so some of this is going to be very hard. Some of it for you might be a bit boring, but at the end of the day, you need to focus on what you want to achieve. okay, to motivate yourself to go through this studying. You need a little bit of technical skills, not that much, and I will help you through that. So if you have any questions at all, give me a ring. I do have my mobile number available. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me, and I'll try to help you with your any technical difficulties that I can help you with. Another thing that's important is a good study environment. Try to make sure you've got a good um, place for you to study, a place where you can concentrate without any interruptions, far from the television, far from a ringing phone or Facebook or WeChat or whatever that is, where you can really, an environment where you can really focus and go through the materials that you are required to do. Okay. Okay, that's it for now. There will be more videos coming ahead, so please stay tuned for that. I'll make sure I guide you through this whole process, and I'll let you know which videos you're supposed to watch at what time, okay, at what date as well. So see you soon. Bye.